What's up? What's up? Let's talk a little bit more about what happened last night regarding Rolando Romero becoming the WBA super lightweight champion of the world. Very unexpected. I mean, considering most people thought that he was going to win against Ishmael Barroso, but judges had it right. The judges had it. He was spanking Rolly Romero. I gave Rolly a couple of rounds maybe, but not many. The dude was icing Rolly, man. He was outboxing him, catching him with lefts all night, throwing him off balance, everything. And magically, Rolly got this knockdown in the 9th round. That was a weird knockdown. First of all, it was like a push knockdown. And then fucking Tony Weeks. And they get these judges, these first of all, he sit his old ass down somewhere, dude. These dudes, bring back Mills Lane, bruh. You know what's crazy about Mills Lane? I always looked at Mills Lane, rest in peace to Mills Lane, man. I always looked at him as a ref that you couldn't really buy. Looked like Mills Lane wasn't about no bullshit, man. I could be wrong, but I always enjoyed watching Mills Lane ref. He wasn't really biased. He let them fight, and he didn't give a fuck. He wasn't scared. Mills Lane was gangster, man. You know, that's that military in him. You feel me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Rolando Romero, man. Is there a bigger agenda at hand behind this win? Because clearly that stoppage was bullcrap. That was very premature if it wasn't staged. Because Barroso wasn't hurt when Rolly was missing. Rolly was missing a lot of those shots, and Barroso actually caught Rolly in between those exchanges, but somehow Tony Weeks gets in the middle and he waves the fight off. Here you go, Rolly got him a free belt, pretty much. So first off, the competition was deemed to not even be high level for Rolly. But then when you see the fight, dude was more skilled than Rolly. So that's one mistake people made, underestimating people because of their age. One thing that George Foreman showed me is you can't underestimate a boxer because of his age, yo. He showed me that. It's about skill and grit and experience. And it's clear, you know, Barroso has been around. He's got a lot of experience, man. He wasn't no bum. A lot of people never heard of this dude. I'd never even heard of him like that. But I looked him up, and he had 22 knockouts out of 24 wins. So he had good power. He had power, and Rolly was just as durable at this weight class, and he wasn't feeling dude's power, or Rolly just was pretending like a motherfucker, because that dude was throwing, he could crack. But this win for Rolly, man, for Rolando Romero, what does it do for the junior welterweight division? Well, I look at it like whoever's gonna go for that WBA belt, that's probably gonna be an easy lick for them, as far as I'm concerned. That's an easy belt for Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor if Josh beats Teofimo Lopez, which most of us believe he will. But if Teo beats Josh Taylor, that would be a conflict of interest. You know, because Rolly and Josh is cool, and Rolly and Teo is cool, and they said they're not going to fight. Rolly said he'll never fight him unless he had $100 million. And you know that ain't going to fucking happen. That's why Rolly said, okay, I'll fight him for $100 million, knowing damn well they not no $100 million fighters. They never will be. So, is there another agenda at hand? Probably so. And that agenda is looking like a thing called Gervonta Tank Davis versus Rolando Romero 2. Yeah. There was early talks of them having a rematch. You remember Rolly saying he's going to get Tank? Remember he said he's going to get Tank, he's going to get it. He kept talking about it. Every other interview, he's going to get a Tank rematch. It's going to be a rematch. One thing Rolly said, I'm going to get Tank before Ryan does. And obviously that's not the case. That didn't happen like that. But then you also heard Leonard Ellaby after Tank fought Barrios say, well, Tank ain't never fighting at 140 again. Sure. Now, I bet you're going to hear something different. You're going to see them swaying away from all of this talk about him not being able, he's not comfortable at 140. And you ain't going to really hear much Devin talk. I'll probably get to that in another video when it comes to Devin Tank. Something that Tank had posted that people are talking about that I saw. But I'll save that for another video. But anyway. Yeah, that's a possibility. They might go up there and try to get a belt for him, a real belt for Tank. The WBA strap. Tank, I believe he has the WBA. Did they get rid of the WBA regular the regular one? I mean, what was it? The Super is the real one. And I think the regular, I get so many fucking belts. I know the World, I think it's WBA Super and WBA World. I think Tank got the regular. I know he got the Reggie one. I don't know if they call it the Super, the regular, or they call it the World. I'm not sure. But Rolly is the official, real deal champion at 140 pounds, even though he was gifted that shit. You might very well see a Tank versus Rolly too, just so they can get Tank that belt. That's crazy. Get Tank the belt. And I would say this if I was Devin. If that's the case, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. Let Tank and Rolly scrap for that 140 belt, for that WBA. You know Tank gonna beat Rolly. Then Dev can go up to 140 after he beat, if he beats Lomachenko, which everybody think he should, go up, and then he fights for that belt with Tank. After Tank beats Rolly for the second time. That's what I think, Dev. If that's the play, if they're trying to pull that shit, because, come on, man. That stoppage was funny, dude. That stoppage was funny style, bro. You gotta admit that. That stoppage was funny, bro. They waited for that opportunity. They was waiting for Rolly to get a knockdown to pull that shit. They was waiting for that, bro. I would even go as far as to say, if Rolly didn't get that knockdown, they probably had another plan for that. They probably had a plan B, C, D. They like, all right, Rolly at some point, he gonna get a knockdown on this dude. He's old. If he don't get the knockdown, the minute you see Rolly backing him up, start punching on him, wave it off. They was gonna figure a way to wave that fight off one way or another. Rather Rolly knocked him down or Rolly didn't. The closer they got to 12 rounds, they was gonna start getting nervous. And they was like, okay, yo, now we gonna stop it now at the 11th, 12th round, bro. I don't know what's going on with boxing, bro. 78 Sports TV said something that made sense. Shout to 78. He said boxing is run by the mob, bro. Yo, bro, I'm starting to think that shit, bro. That shit was... Come on, man. Like, think about it, man. Nobody expected... Like, people thought that was going to be a knockout. But something weird was going on with that fight. Because Homeboy was winning, bro. He was about to win. He was about to beat Rolly on the cards, bro. And he probably could have knocked Rolly out. He had the power to do it. Real suspect shit, man. But it should be interesting to see where this goes, because there's 3 other champions in the division: Sabrio Matias, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor. But Josh Taylor, Regis came out of a fight not too long ago. Sabrio Matias came out of a fight not too long ago. Now it's Josh Taylor's turn, and we got to see, big question mark, who's going to win between Josh and Teofimo. If Teo wins, 140 is going to get really fucking interesting, bro. Because now Rolly is in the mix, bro. Tank Davis is going to have to be a spoiler somewhere in between this. They're going to have to pull Tank up to 140 and let him be a spoiler, bro. Tank going to have to be a spoiler. I think that might be the play, bro. Because you remember they said Floyd want Tank to fight Teo. Think, y'all. Think about it. Teo ain't going back down to 135. Leonard Ellaby said Tank wasn't fighting at 140. Now all of a sudden Floyd saying Tank, he want Tank to fight Teofimo Lopez. Where? At 140. Teo was about to potentially get a strap. More than likely, if he beats Josh Taylor, if then Teo gets the belt. Then Teo got the WBO strap. Tank gets a rematch with Rolly, beats Rolly, bam, there you go, a title fight. You got a fight between Teofimo Lopez with the WBO, Tank Davis with the WBA. You got a unified matchup right there. A decent money fight too. Pretty big fight. Bigger fight than, more than likely, it'll be slightly, it'll probably be around a little less as big than Ryan and Tank was, because Ryan is more popular than Teofimo Lopez. Ryan's popularity, not his ring accolades, is what pushed that fight to what it did. Teofimo has way better accolades than Ryan Garcia, way better resume. So I'm saying, so real interesting, man. But look like that's what's gonna happen. It's looking like they are planning for Tank to go up to 140 and match up against Rolly, knock Rolly out and get that WBA strap, potentially fight Teofimo, beat Teo, and then Devin goes up, fights Tank for the strap. Because remember, Tank also said Devin, Shakur, and Loma. But then here come Floyd talking about Teo. But then again, I thought Floyd ain't had nothing to do with Tank shit no more. I told y'all, I knew Floyd still was he was still there. He was like the abusive husband that was he was sitting in the shadows and shit. That's what he was doing. He never disappeared from Tank, bro, ever. Interesting. 140 about to be spicy, bro. Yeah, it's about to get real interesting at 140, bro. But anyway, let me know what y'all think about this. This your boy Rebel Life Boxing, man. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. Speaking of mothers, man, I gotta go see my grandma, dude. I was talking to my dad yesterday. My grandmother's in Florida. She's in they put her in a assisted living facility. She's 82 years old now. She, I still always call her a young lady. Every time my birthday come up, like, yo, young lady, how old are you now? He said she don't look too well. She don't look the same. I saw my grandma last year. I went down there to see her. He said, what a difference a year makes, man. He's like, you might be sad when you see how your grandma look right now, So I'm bracing myself for that, man, because that's one of my favorite ladies in the world. You gotta love your grandparents, man. If it wasn't for your grandparents, it wouldn't be no you, bro, because your parents wouldn't exist without them. So if your parents don't exist, you don't exist. That's why I always hold grandparents up to a certain pedestal, And I love that lady, man. She got how many grandkids? It's about maybe 15 of us, and I'm the first, so to speak. She love the hell out of me, man. And she's forgetting people's names and stuff like that. But whenever they bring me up, she know exactly who I am. Lady took me everywhere in my life, man. My mom spent time with my grandma. I was really attached to my grandma, man. I mean, like, to the point I was calling her mommy. So took me to the Bronx Zoo. Everywhere, man. Every other week I was with my grandma. Every other week, man. So it's special. These are them times that you really wish never, you don't never have to deal with stuff like this, but unfortunately that's life. That's the cycle of life, But I don't like thinking about it with my grandma, man. That's one of them people you be like, I wish they could live forever, That's just one of them people you just wish could live forever, man. You just could see your grandma forever. But yeah. Stay tuned. I'm going out to Florida next week on the 22nd. Gonna take a nice ride. I was gonna fly, but I got Cece here. I'm gonna change her tires. Just did the oil, wash her off real good, and hit the road. Anyways, Rebel Life Boxing. Y'all women, enjoy your Mother's Day, man. Y'all appreciate your mothers and your grandmothers out there. Love him. Tell him you love him while you still got the chance, you know? Catch y'all later. Peace out.